I saw the light. Tied for first with BJ.com 777. Gracias por hacer clic en mi video. Esto va a ser muy divertido. I'm using ChatGPT to make my Spanish better. So how are you using your technology, friendo? I hope you're not driving yourself nuts with social media applications. They're like a big bathroom wall, and yes, everyone has their marker with them today. It's one thing to be friends with someone, I'm using that term loosely, but it's another thing altogether to be joined at the skull with them. Speaking of which, skull. Ooh, it's hot. How coffee should be. Am I right? Oh, if you would, hit that like button. Your likes expand the wealthy community. If you're gonna have friends that stack. Everyone could use some good influence in their life. And while you're at it, maybe have some friends that build or fix things. Friends that have something to do with the production of food. And of course, some friends that make your region of the world safer and more secure. These are not just friends you're gonna want. I'm pretty sure these are friends you're gonna need. I know that you have these attributes. That is why I made the 1000 Dare Radio. This channel serves as a giant antenna so that I may tune in to like-minded individuals such as yourself. I'm dead serious. So long, I've been surrounded by morons. And I'm not necessarily saying moronic is bad. I've had a lot of awesome dogs that were morons. And frankly, I probably wouldn't have them any other way. Side note, I got some ribeyes for $8 a pound in Virginia when I was on vacation. It was an awesome 10 days. I watched a lot of Young Sheldon on Netflix. I was mostly lazy, I'm not gonna lie. I don't need to lie. I'm an adult. But I did manage to walk 12,000 steps for 3 days in a row. And I did it entirely by pacing indoors, which probably annoyed people relaxing and watching television. But it was hot outside. After all, it's July, summertime. And for anyone out there who has not been keeping up, it gets warm and hot in the summertime. So try not to get too alarmed. Yeah, so your health is also your wealth. And I believe that stacking steps, or walking, is the laziest way to maintain or better your health. I was gonna say, don't believe me? Look it up, you got a phone. But I just did it for you. I just asked ChatGPT, what are 10 scientifically proven benefits of walking every day? 1, it improves your cardiovascular health. Listen to this. Regular walking can reduce the risk of heart disease and stroke by improving circulation and lowering blood pressure and cholesterol levels. That's just number 1. I mean, do we even need 2 through 10? You might be thinking, what does this have to do with 1000 Dares? You can stack more if you can stack longer, friendo. 2, supports weight management. Walking helps burn calories, aiding in weight loss and maintenance. Nothing wrong with that. Oh, here's a good one. Number 3, boost mental health. It can reduce symptoms of depression and anxiety and improve mood through the release of endorphins. So it sounds like taking a walk is a free way to cheer up. Oh, here's a good one. Number 4, enhances cognitive function. Who doesn't know some people who could use that? Am I right? Walking has been linked to improved memory and cognitive function, potentially reducing the risk of cognitive decline and dementia. 5, strengthens bones and muscles. It helps improve bone density and strengthens muscles, reducing the risk of osteoporosis and fractures. So it makes you a little more indestructible. I kind of want to stop reading these because, I mean, they say don't sell the sold. I'm already sold. I love the toning on this Morgan dollar. 6, improves balance and coordination. Regular walking can enhance stability and coordination, reducing the risk of falls, especially in older adults. 7, reduces the risk of chronic disease. Walking can lower the risk of developing conditions such as type 2 diabetes, certain cancers, and metabolic syndrome. 8, boosts immune function. Regular physical activity like walking can strengthen the immune system, making the body more resilient to illness. 9, enhances digestive health. Walking stimulates the digestive system, helping to improve digestion and prevent constipation. 10, promotes longevity. Studies have shown that regular walking is associated with longer lifespan due to its various health benefits. I'm glad I read these out loud. I'll be listening to them later to remind myself to keep trying to reinforce this habit. You just heard all of those benefits. Now imagine if you didn't walk and you had those ailments. How much do you think they would cost you? We've all heard the saying, an ounce of prevention is worth a pound of cure. So a pound is 16 ounces. So let's just say you walked 1,000 steps. it's like you walked 16,000 steps in long-term benefit. Something like that. My goal is to walk 12,000 steps a day for 90 days straight. And then I'll buy myself a cool watch as a reminder of how awesome I am. When I'm driving and turning the wheel, I'll see my watch and remember how disciplined I was and still am. I had a few streaks. Some of them were for 15 days, but then it broke. So I had to start over again. Hey, look, a mother and her baby are ducking from the rain. I feel bad bothering them, but it's such a cool scene. I made them abandon their shelter. Well, at least they get all those benefits from walking away. That's some homemade B-roll right there. I don't know about you, but I can't look at that generic B-roll that people buy or rent from these services. You know, when you watch some of these financial videos, you see this well-diverse office all congregating, and they're all obviously models. It just reminds me of children acting like adults. It was kind of cool at first, but once they're in every video, they're no longer special. Look how I epically filmed this corn. It just looks delicious. It's not pretending to be a CEO of a company. I picked up 2 more silver dollars while on vacation. It's slim pickings in these parts, just like it was last year. And I cherish my low-definition Morgans I bought then, and I will these too. That's a barbecued ribeye. Don't ask me how that happened. The pork is great near the Carolinas. This particular meal, I was very excited about these greens. I went for the full experience and put some vinegar on them. This is making me hungry. I think I'll eat some greens today. If you're still here, I'm impressed. I'm all over the place today. Hold on. I'm all over the place all the time, aren't I? Oh, I sold yet another comic book yesterday. So that's now technically 4 sales within the first year. I really wasn't expecting to sell anything that I've been buying lately because the market's been dropping. It's down like 40%, I think. And in case maybe you're wondering, there's key comic books from each era that they use as an index, so it's measurable. Just like stock indexes, like the S&P 500. I'm starting to feel more and more like my value is safe in the comic book market. Comic books are how I chose to diversify my portfolio with fine art. Yes, I just called comic books fine art. If you know anything about art, everyone likes art with a story behind it. And that's literally what comic books are, stories. And they can be well displayed on your walls in grading slabs, similar to sports cards and coins. And just like these old silver dollars here, they too are part of my rich cultural heritage. As an American from the United States, which I believe is more of a piece of paper than it is a piece of land. A great social experiment that you're either born into or you sign up for it. Hopefully you sign up for it. Alright, so I'm playing with ChatGPT again. I just typed in, what is the United States Constitution? Here's what it says. The United States Constitution is the supreme law of the United States. Let's stop for a moment and ask it what the definition of supreme is. The term supreme refers to something that is highest in rank, authority, or quality. It denotes the utmost degree of status, often implying superiority or preeminence over others in a particular category or context. Okay, so it sounds kind of like a big deal. Okay, so I'll continue to read ChatGPT's answer about what is the United States Constitution. Again, the United States Constitution is the supreme law of the United States. It was adopted on September 17th, 1787 by the Constitutional Convention in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, and later ratified by conventions in each U.S. state. I just looked up ratified. It means formally approved or confirmed. In a legal or official context, it refers to the process by which a treaty, agreement, or constitution is officially validated or made effective by the required authority or governing body. Definitions and terms are important as we go along. That's how we understand things, ultimately. If you hear a word and in context, you kind of know what it means, but you're not quite sure, take the time to look it up. It's a great habit. I'll continue. The Constitution outlines the national frame of government and is composed of a preamble, 7 articles, and 27 amendments. So how smart do we need to be to understand the supreme law of the United States? I'm wondering. So I asked the AI, how many words are in the Constitution? Originally, 4,500 words, but if you include all 27 amendments, it's 7,600 words. So we don't think in those terms because we're not robots. So let's put it into context. So the New Testament of the Bible has 138,000 words, roughly, depending on the translation. Okay, so the New Testament of the Bible is about 20 times larger than the Constitution in word volume. Here's some more context. The movie Fight Club has approximately 21,000 to 23,000 words. So it's about 4 times larger than the Constitution. If you watch a movie a few times, it's not hard to memorize it, at least not for me. And by memorize, I don't mean I can just sit there and recite the whole movie. But if I had some sort of run-in with the law or in a court and they asked me about scenes from Fight Club, I could probably testify pretty well. Also, on the flip side, I could ask someone questions and see that they have no knowledge of the movie or very little knowledge of the movie. And yes, ultimately judge their character as a fellow countryman. This type of thing is interesting me because I want to learn the Constitution, and I think I'm about to set up the habit. 7,600 words in the Constitution, including all 27 amendments. 100 words a day. If I read 100 words a day, that's 76 days. And after 76 days, I probably will not have it committed completely to memory, but I can just start over again and do another 76 days. Let me know what you think about anything in this video in the comments below. I hope you enjoyed listening to my pondering, my thoughts on how I can make my life better. My vlog, basically, which I can review and hold myself accountable. And by the way, you can always hold me accountable to things too. I love it when somebody brings up something in the comments. They're like, are you still walking? Yeah, I love that. It kicks me right back into gear. I've been thinking about how I can make this whole video making experience positive. Not just for me, but for others. And maybe I could somehow tackle a real world issue. And so far, I think that real world issue is personal responsibility. And don't get me wrong, I'm talking about fixing myself big time. I don't think any of you out there have a stack of mail that's unopened as large as I do. But anyhow, why personal responsibility? If you don't take personal responsibility for something, chances are someone's taking that responsibility for you, which means you are forfeiting power. And if irresponsibility becomes a cultural norm, then all that outsourced responsibility and forfeited power, essentially, can become consolidated to the very people you outsourced them to. And rightfully so. I mean, haven't you been responsible for others and they don't take it seriously? It'll get you angry and resentful and ultimately dismissive and disassociated at best. So this leads me to think the best way to change things is that we take on more personal responsibility. And not just financially, but health and understanding our rights and other people's rights. And if there are many of us like that, the current we will create will just be too difficult to swim against. And frankly, why would anybody want to swim against it? Because it will likely be a pretty awesome world. Yeah, so stupid's no longer cute. And ignorance is not bliss. I sincerely hope you're trying to take care of yourself. It's nice when others care about you too, but don't make it their responsibility. If you do that, I think you may be disappointed. If you're still here, I mean, you did hit the like button, right? It's much appreciated. And if you haven't already, I mean, you should probably subscribe so you can watch my video another day. Because as for today, that's it. That is it! Thousand Radio, wicked job. I told you I was hungry for greens. These are Glory mixed greens. I'm cycling them out of my reserves. 4 expired over 6 months ago. I gotta say they're excellent. And I shall be buying some more. That steak's not bad either. Sit, Hamilton, sit. Good dog. All right, that's good.